Here we have the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. This one comes in the SL trim level. We get intelligent four-wheel drive with this one. Deep ocean blue is the paint, and then we have the charcoal tailor fit interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6, and that's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. That gives us 425 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. Now, as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with our LED daytime running lights. And a really nice look there. Love how they did the front fascia. And over here to the wheels, 20-inch alloy. Really nice look there. Not too much, but still a sophisticated look there. Passive keyless entry on all four doors. Memory seat functions, power window controls, power mirrors that power fold, power door lock controls. We do get blind spot monitors in the side mirror. And then we do have a Klipsch premium audio 12-speaker sound system, which I tested that out. I'll make a short of the sound system test I did, but very impressed by that system. Electronic parking brake, lane centering, and then we have the liftgate control there, power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Armada today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. As I would expect, great room back here. Knees aren't even touching the back of the seat. And you can actually move the seat even further back for even more space. So very impressed there. Rear AC controls are here. 2 USB-C charge ports, 12 volt. In the middle here, 2 more bottle holders, and then 2 USB-C charge ports. I meant to say 2 bottle holders and then 2 more USB-C ports. So you get 4 right up here, so you can charge your iPad and your phone and whatever else. So I was pretty impressed by that. View of the front from back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. And I like how they did the kind of center console. So it's off to the side here, so you can still kind of get through, or at least the kids can get through to that third row. So I'm gonna check that out. So just bear with me as I try to squeeze back here. So definitely tight in that middle part there. But I like having this feature in the SL where I can actually lean the seat forward and back. And then USB-C charge port there with 2 bottle holders. And you get that on both sides. AC vents in the back there with grab handles. That's something I don't see very often for the third row, is having a grab handle there. So impressed by that. LED reading lights throughout. And you can actually just grab this from the back, and that tilts the seat up if you want to get out that way. But it's actually easier to just pull through here for me. But I like having that flexibility in this vehicle. Now your child locks are manual, so you just lock, unlock from right there. Then you have a press capless fuel filler. And we're gonna go to the back here. I didn't realize how dirty it was on the back, so I apologize. We'll give it a remote start. I forgot, it has very little gas in it, so that's why I won't do that. But nice LED tail lamps here. Like the view from the back. I actually prefer the back of the Armada and the front of the QX80. But there is the cargo space. And as you can see, that's with that seat lean all the way back. You can see how adjustable the headrests are. You get a 120 volt 3-prong household plug in here. Great to charge your laptop while you're in the back or whatever. And then you can also power fold the seats one touch from right here. So seats do have to be up far enough where that can fold down. And what's crazy is that second row is all the way back, so I didn't even have to move it. It kind of brushed up against it a little bit, but that's pretty impressive. Most third row seats will not adjust with your second rows all the way back in any vehicle. So that just goes to show how roomy these things are. But a quick look underneath the vehicle. Your spare tire there, exhaust, and then trailer hitches hidden behind there. Now, as we come to the rear passenger side, we can fold the seat flat here, move the seat bottom forward and back there, and then again, we can pull that latch to tumble it, but pretty easy to fold flat. And then to the front passenger seat, we get power with two-way power lumbar support. And I feel like a good middle of the road here as I'm looking at this vehicle. If you don't necessarily want to pay for a platinum, you don't need the Pro 4X capability, this is a good way to go, and you still get most of your luxury amenities. I think you're really just missing a sunroof and the cooled seats on this one in particular, but still under $70,000. And you all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. So it's still thirsty, 16 miles per gallon city, 19 highway, but it's what I'd expect. But we're gonna see if it's worth it having that 3.5 twin turbo V6 as opposed to the V8 on the test drive portion. Well, let's take a quick look in the engine bay just to see that engine. So V6 twin turbo again. Pretty good power output, torque is crazy. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat, and I'll start it from inside. Very quiet to start, leather wrap steering wheel. Feels really nice, you can heat that. There's the horn sound there. Now going over here to the radio, 12.3-inch screen. You have your navigation, Google Maps there, so you do need a subscription for the full-fledged features. With this being a Google Assistant system, you do get AM, FM, XM, Alexa, and then you have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then you have a few different menus in your home page, and then you can go through the maps or shortcut for the music, CarPlay, and all of that there. Within your settings, you can pull all of that up. So your general settings here, units of measurement can be changed. And then your system settings, you can change your languages there. Backup camera, okay picture, it could be better, but I like that the guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Get the bird's eye view as well. And that front camera too. And then down here you can adjust the brightness and then the camera angle views as well. So again, like as you look closer, it just seems a little grainy to me. I expected better, but it is what it is. You do get the curbside view, so hazards there. Volume knob here, you click there to turn the audio off. Now down here you get your dual zone automatic climate control, so switches for the temperature, fan speed, on or off, that heated steering wheel toggle, and then your 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger. And then with the intelligent 4-wheel drive, we have several different drive modes. So you have your Eco, Sport, Tow, Rock, Sand, Mud, Rut, Snow, and then your standard there. So you get the words and animations on the actual gauge cluster, and then you have the different settings on the little knob itself, and then your downhill brake control there. But over here, 4-wheel drive controls, you do get 4 high and 4 low. And then push button shifter, park, reverse, neutral, drive, then hit it again for that manual mode. You can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And this does have auto stop, so you can cut that on or off there. And then your traction control can also be toggled. Wireless charging pad in here, 2 USB-C ports. And stow all that away, the bottle holders are there as well. Then your center console cubby space, removable tray. Nice bright light there in the middle. sunglasses holders here. And then you do have the lights right there. So soft touch buttons for those. Look at the back. Vanity mirror, nice light there, not a dim yellow one. Now back to the steering wheel, left side stock, blinkers, high beams, your auto high beams, you can turn those on or off there. And then right side, you do have your auto wipers, so one time off, auto low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity here, and then your rear wiper here. Push back for the back wipers, and then pull up for the front wipers. That fluid, at least, let me put it that way. Now over here, you can turn on the Pro Pilot, set the speed, or decrease, increase the speed, and then you can cancel and actually set the cruise there. So that's something I get confused on a lot. Hit that to actually get the cruise going and then adjust the speed. And then volume controls are on the bottom here. Track list, radio station presets can be adjusted here. And then you can hit this to go through, which I think is actually pretty cool. Hit the left side and you can go through your gauge cluster menu functions, and then hit the right side and you can use this knob to go through the screen functions over there. And you can kind of use these to go through sub-menus and whatnot, depending on what side you're on. So I like that. Once you get used to it, this is actually a pretty cool system. But like you can see your tire pressure monitors, your torque, all of that. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this 2025 Nissan Armada SL out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Armada here, I love how refined the 2025 feels as opposed to the 24. This just, even though it's got similar dimensions, it doesn't feel as boxy, it doesn't feel as dated. And the V6 just feels better. And in terms of tow capacity, in terms of what you're used to driving, it might not be as smooth, but I like this better. I like having the V6 with the twin turbo power. I like having the 9-speed automatic. And I just like the overall, I guess, oomph of the twin turbo 3.5 as opposed to that outgoing 5.6. But specifically where it comes to gas mileage, I think if you let that thing idle, the V8 Armada thing would just chug gas, and this just does a little bit better. It's still not the best, but 16 city is a lot better than 12 or 13 city. But just under light acceleration, it's just quieter in here as opposed to that bigger V8. And that may be a gift to some and a curse to others. It just depends on how you're looking at it. And this could just be in my head, but it feels much cleaner in terms of how this comes down the road. It doesn't feel, again, boxy, tough. I shouldn't say tough, more of a rough feel. It feels better. Now, visibility wise, I like how they did the hood. This still feels like a big SUV, and people that get Armadas, that's really what they get the Armada for. But the visibility is still good because you're sitting up higher. Even though the hood is kind of intruding on your space, you're kind of sitting above it as opposed to being like next to it, if that makes sense, or right behind it. Now we will give it a pull getting on the interstate here momentarily, if at all possible. give it a little pull here. So pretty quick. That was in sport mode. Gonna slow down because no one's behind me and then give it one more pull. Let's give it from 40. So yeah, pretty quick. So yeah, the ride is very good. I love having the full-on Pro Pilot system. You get the steering assist and all of that. So just a good overall system in my opinion. But 19 miles per gallon highway, you could probably do a little bit better depending on how you drive on the highway. If you're doing the speed limit, maybe a little under that, you'll get a little better. But for the most part, a little below average, just depending on how you're looking at the other competition, I guess. Now I want to give one more thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Armada today. I'll leave a link below in the description, but if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, with there being scares of a recession and things of that nature, and especially with just things that have been going on with Nissan, you can probably get one of these with some sort of discount. It just depends on where you look. And again, that's why it's crucial to fill out that lead form. Just takes a minute again. But I think they're pretty solid for the money. The V6, again, I like better than the V8. Unless you do a lot of towing that most people don't really do with these things, you won't have a lot of issues there. And I like how this gets up better. I like turbo engines personally, but that's just me. But I think a solid SUV if you're in the market for something that's big, 3 rows, and pretty capable. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Nissan Armada SL.